What features in that? Let's not keep her waiting.
Question for you guys. If you're a person, an animal, or even a whole planet, who are you going to call if you're in need? Yeah, there's no actual superhero that covers all of those things, but luckily there is an everyday hero who does. This is Holly. At just 13 years old, she is on a mission to raise awareness of some of the world's biggest challenges through speech, singing and fundraisers. Holly, thank you so much for coming on Juiced. You are doing amazing things and it's great to have you here. Can you tell us though, how did it all begin? How did you start to make a difference to the people, the whole planet and the animals?
Well, I guess I've always been passionate about protecting the planet and its inhabitants.
What was the one key thing that set you on this amazing path?
Well, I guess it all began from that raw passion. But then soon after, when I was around 5 years old, I started going to school and I noticed that people were being mean to each other. And I had never heard of this before because I'd never been to school until then. And I wanted to do something about it. So I created Care a Lot Day, which was a day to unite everyone in kindness and compassion and to stop all the bullying for one day. And soon after, I entered my first school public speaking competition with a speech on the environment, and I won. So that's where the public speaking side of my career started. And then soon after, I started learning about homelessness and endangered species. And I was shocked to find out that there were people with no homes and that there were species disappearing off the planet and becoming extinct. So one day I threw down my school hat and I started singing, and people actually put money in my hat. And so I soon figured out that this was called busking, and soon I'd raised my first $100 and I donated it to the Byron Homeless Shelter. And we invited the mayor and a few newspapers, and I did a bit of a performance and it turned into a bit of a celebration. And that's where the Stardust Foundation began.
That is so unreal. I love that you just did something about it. And since then, since your very first attempt at busking, you've gone on to speak at the UN. You've done so many amazing things.
All snowballed.
Is there something that you are most proud of?
Well, I'm pretty proud of the time I won the Green Globe Award for the Youth Sustainability Champion at the Green Globe Awards in 2014 when I was 11 years old. I'm also pretty proud of the time I was invited to be in a book that was co-authored by Oprah Winfrey's holistic vet. Written by Natasha Milne, and it's called 101 Reasons to Get Out of Bed, featuring 101 environmental activists fighting to make the world a better place, including myself,
It's so cool.
Dr. Jane Goodall, the Ape Lady, and Sir Richard Branson.
Now, Holly, I bet you that everyone is watching is thinking, man, she makes public speaking sound like such an easy thing, but it's not. It's really freaky. Do you have any tips for us?
Well, I have a few. For a start, it helps to really research what you're talking about. It helps to know what you're talking about. It also helps to add a bit of humour in your public speeches.
Are we talking about dad jokes or?
No, definitely not. No.
Okay. Note to self, no dad joke.
No. And finally, one of my other best tips is it actually took me so long to figure this out. I had to experience both being a person in the audience, watching someone perform, and being a performer on stage to realise that the audience isn't actually silently judging you.
Yes, that is so true. They're there to support you.
Yes, they're very supportive and they're just there to enjoy your performance, really. It also helps to be very prepared and practice your speech a lot so you give a polished performance.
I'm going to admit, Holly, I'm the type of person that just sings really badly in the car and I sing everyone else's songs. But how do you come up with your own original songs?
Well, I get inspiration from my family, my pets, my friends, basically my life and what's happening around me.
'Cause me without you is like a picture without a frame. Like the clouds without the rain, like the night without the day.
Is that the same for your slam poetry as well?
Slam poetry, I must admit, slam poems are a lot easier for me to write than songs. Songwriting is a bit harder. Slam poetry kind of, I don't know, it just flows out of me. It's just really simple, really easy, and it always turns out great. Like I just pick a topic and I write a slam poem about it.
We the people of the Western society, we have possessions and privileges of a huge variety. But in this world, there is so much greed, unjustifiably. We think we need so many things, so many riches, undeniably.
Do you have a final message for everyone watching?
Well, I would like everyone to know, and everyone here today to know, that you're all special and you all have the power to make a difference. And I would like people to understand that I don't mean superpowers when I say power. I mean strength and passion and compassion, that kind of power, the power to make a difference. And I would also like people to know that kindness is not an act, it's a way of life.
Couldn't have said that better myself.
Why, thank you. Oh, and one more thing before we go, Pip. I would like to show you how my charity foundation works.
What have we got here?
So, I've been doing some fundraising and I've got a donation here for the Children's Hospital Foundation because I know that it's helping a lot of families and a lot of children, and I know that they can be going through tough times and it's often hard to raise enough money to keep things going, and I would like to help out with that.
You are wonderful. Thank you so much for that. That is going to get put to very good use.
Thank you so much.
She may not be a superhero, but Holly doesn't need to be. She proves that powers or not, it's possible to change the world.
We want you to be a part of Juice TV. We're always on the lookout for hosts, interviewers, behind-the-scenes helpers, and mini-producers. You can be any age, you don't have to have any experience. How much easier could it be? To find out the next time we're filming at the hospital, just head to our website, juicedtv.com.au, or our Facebook page. For loads of fun to break up your stay in hospital, join the Juice crew. Send us an email at hello@juicetv.com.au. or speak to any of the volunteers wearing green shirts throughout the hospital and let them know you want to be involved in the one and only Juice TV.
So my experience on Juice TV has been awesome and it's really fun. Unless these guys mess up in the second half, I recommend you should try it. There's nothing like a good hug. Feels so good.
Aww.